welcome to my kitchen. Today I am cooking up a cheesecake tart, and I'm going to make a pastry first, and then I'm going to finish it off with the beautiful cheesecake filling and cover it with luscious, beautiful strawberries. First of all, for the pastry, I'm going to do a sweet pastry that is very, very rich. I'm going to start with 2.5 cups of flour, and I like to use cake flour. It makes for a flakier, softer crust. On top of my flour, I sprinkle a little bit of salt, and then I also put in 1/2 cup of fine icing sugar and mix it up. And then I also add something that maybe is a little unusual for some people, but this is black pepper. And I crush in some black pepper because the black pepper gives it a nice little zing. So I have here 1 cup of unsalted cubed butter. You can whiz it a couple of times in the food processor and it would do the same thing, but I like to work with my hands. So what you do is you rub the butter into the flour, and you're trying to coat each particle of flour with butter. So I'm not kneading it, I'm just gently rubbing it in. I make a hole in the center. I'm going to be using 2 whole eggs, and I'm going to crack them right into the center. With my fork, first start by beating the egg, and then once that's done, start incorporating the flour butter mixture over the egg, and lightly with the fork, you're just trying to bring everything together. Before I put it out, what I do with my hands is I just mush it together, just to bring it together. Start with a little bit of flour and just pour it out, and it still looks like a crumbly mess. You just gather and bring it together. And once it has formed into one big ball, form it into a disc, and then I'm going to put them in cling wrap. Just flatten it out as best as you can, and that's it. And this goes into the fridge to rest for a couple of hours before it is ready. 2 hours later, my pastry is nice and cold and rested, and try to keep it cold and work fast. Be generous with the flour, and I also put a little bit on my rolling pin. So you start really slow and gentle, and don't press out too much and try to stretch the dough. Every once in a while, I grab my tart shell, and I see that I still have to do a little bit more rolling. So to pick up my dough, all I do basically is wrap the dough around the rolling pin, bring my tart shell here, and just gently lay it in without stretching the dough, ever so carefully, picking it up and allowing it to fall gently inside the tart shell. Because I don't want this tart shell to rise and puff up, with my fork, I just prick it all the way. So my oven is on already, heated at 200 degrees. Aluminum foil or parchment paper, whatever you have. Place it inside my tart shell, and the purpose of this is to create weight on the tart so that it doesn't rise. Here's my tart, nice and crisp and golden brown. I've taken the foil out with the beans halfway through and allowed it to bake fully. So now it's fully cooked and it's cooled, and now I'm going to make the cheesecake filling that's going to go inside. So I start with cold beaters, cold whipping cream, and a cold bowl if that's possible. So this is whipping cream. Start with low speed first so you don't end up with the cream all over your clothes. Starts getting nice and airy, especially if it's really, really cold. And I'm going to add in my icing sugar. Put it in as you like. This is a little bit of vanilla, a teaspoon of pure vanilla. Start again. And now I'm going to incorporate my cream cheese. Cream cheese should be at room temperature, so soft so that it will fold into the whipping cream quickly. On top of the strawberries, I'm going to add some brown sugar. So just mixing it together. I'm putting a little bit of black pepper, not too much. And then I'm going to use something called pomegranate molasses, drizzle it. And that too is going to help create this beautiful sauce that's going to happen right in front of our eyes. This is orange blossom water. I put this on top as well. I only put about 1 tablespoon, and you can see already the juices that are being released. So there's the sauce. So now the strawberries are ready. I've taken out the tart from its tray, and now I take my gorgeous cream cheese mixture and just place it on top, a couple of dollops. floral-smelling strawberries and place them on top. And then I also have a couple of raspberries just to scatter here and there. Just to break up the red, I have a few beautiful mint leaves here and there. Beautiful, red, gorgeous, yummy pomegranates. So that would be my cheesecake tart, complete and ready to serve.